Hello viewers. In this video we will be talking about climate change in driving California's record of wildfires. Okay, so this article studying is based on 26 September 2020, so keep it related to this date, okay? Higher mean temperatures and drier weather brought by global warming is playing a key role here. California is experiencing one of its worst wildfire seasons on record, and climate change seems to be the main driver, according to a new study. Researchers have found an unequivocal and pervasive role for global warming in driving the scale and severity of the fires. This image credit goes to Flickr Daria Deviatkina. More than 2 million acres, meaning 809.000 hectares, have already been burned across the state, with residents being forced to leave their homes as firefighters try to contain blazes. President Trump has pointed the figure at poor land management practices as the main cause, while the California governor has blamed climate change. Now, a review of scientific research into the actual reason for the wildfire has suggested rising temperatures are playing a major role. The same research team has already looked at the origins of Australia's dramatic fires and found climate change was behind the increase in the frequency and severity of fire there as well. So you know how Australia has been dealing with this huge fire, and this also happened in California recently. So they have observed it, scientists observed it, and they think it's because of the climate change. Now when they thought if it was the same in Australia, and now if they researched it, then pretty sure it was the same. Okay, that's what they think. The new review looked at more than 100 studies published since 2013. They showed that extreme fires form when natural variability in the climate syncs up with increasingly warm and dry background conditions, which are made more frequent by global warming. That's the case now in California, and it created the worst wildfires in 18 years. In terms of the trends, we are seeing in terms of the extent of wildfires and which have increased 8 to 10-fold in the past 4 decades. The trend is driven by climate change, said Matthew Jones, lead author to BBC News. Climate change ultimately means that those forests, whatever state they're in, are becoming warmer and drier more frequently. Now, I know for a fact that drier and hotter is a sign of global warming, okay? Global warming is increasing day by day, which is not helping the earth, okay? So we should stop global warming, like stop using cars, stop using gasolines. The researchers found that in the 40 years from 1979 to 2019, weather conditions that foster wildfires have increased by a total of 8 days on average across the world. However, in California, the number of autumn days with extreme wildfire conditions has doubled in that period. They concluded climate change is bringing hotter and drier weather to the western U.S., exposing the regions to more fire risks. The researchers also acknowledged that fire management practices in the U.S. have also contributed to the buildup of fuel. The researchers also acknowledged that fire management practices in the U.S. have also contributed to buildup of fuel. Fire authorities normally do controlled burning to reduce the amount of fuel available when a wildfire starts, but this has been altered due to the rising temperature. When you do prescribed burns, you can only do it when the conditions aren't too hot and dry, because you need to be able to control the fire, said Professor Richard Betts, co-author, told BBC News. But once you've passed the point where you've got hot, dry conditions for much of the year, you've lost your opportunity to do lots of prescribed burnings. The researchers argued that the conditions for wildfire are likely to continue to become more common in the future, and according to Dr. Jones, the resulting fires will likely get worse. That's why they called for further actions to address climate change. The more we can do, the more we can do to limit temperature growth, the better, as far as avoiding the further expansion of wildfires is concerned. So that's it for today, guys, and if you liked our announcement and if you liked the article studying, please like the video and give it a thumbs up, or if you want to support us, please subscribe, or if you want to do both, then do both. So you can learn anything. Shumel out. Bye bye, people.